Hi, I'm Shalini.
And I'm Eugenia.
We are the co-hosts of our new podcast, Divorce Now What? On this first episode of our new podcast, we wanted to share a little bit about ourselves. We also want to give you guys some insight onto why this podcast. What really led us to want to put something out there for you. So a little bit about me. I'm 51 years old and I'm currently in the process of a divorce. I also spent 18 months alone, learning about myself, walking through some of the challenges that I was facing, feeling the pain and the sadness, the hurt, and even some anger along the way. There came a time actually when one of the things that happen because of a divorce is a loss. We lose lots of things. But one thing I really was affected by was loss in my circle of friends.
Friendship.
Yeah, in friendship. And I was pissed, right? Because you are alone. Your family dynamic is different. You're not part of a couple anymore. Some friends stay. Some even get better and you build stronger friendships. And some really just disappear. And it's a process to feel that, not just accept it, but feel it. Mm-hmm. So I spent probably over a year working through that. And it happened around the summer of 2024 that somehow I realized that I was in acceptance of it. And the reason I recognize that is because I had this real strong desire to meet new people. I was like, I'm ready. I want to meet new people. I want to have new experiences. And the cool part is, I would say that's when you could say my heart opened up. I started ready to try new things and go new places. And I met Eugenia. So Eugenia and I were friends on Instagram. And I reached out to her on Instagram. And after a few times of trying to make plans, we finally connected. And honestly, I swear, from that time onwards, we were like, where the fuck have you been all my life? We just connected. We shared our stories. We were so happy to just realize that two people who actually live in the same town have different experiences. We're sharing something so similar, which were our feelings, and knowing and feeling alone and suddenly realizing we don't have to do this alone. So after a few weeks of us chatting and going out and spending time together and laughing, she actually just blurted out, we need to share this with other people. Other people need to have what we have. Mm-hmm. And she's like, we should do a podcast. And I don't even use the word should that often.
No, you don't.
But we should. But that was appropriate. We should do a podcast. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's a fucking brilliant idea. And so here we are.
So I'm going to take it from we need to share this because that's literally the beginning. That was the beginning. Those were the few words that started everything. And okay, my story. I am 54. I filed for divorce in February, which was the hardest, loneliest decision, whether you're filing or whether you're serving or being served, it is the hardest decision. It is the loneliest decision. With filing for divorce, I also had to shut down a boutique, and which I absolutely loved, and I survived and I made it for 4 years. And along the way, I have these 3 beautiful children that I have to nurture at the same time and be there for them. So I'm coming up on a year of this process, and it's a journey, and I'm learning it. And with all of that being said, with filing and feeling alone and children and the store closing, friendships do change. Better, worse, indifferent. They just do. All of a sudden, you go from being a couple to really a party of one. And being a party of one is a learning curve. And I'm so sorry. And I just want to touch on the base what Charles said that we met. That didn't come easy either. That part didn't come easy because she did. She had reached out, and not knowing at the time, I kept saying no or finding a reason why not to meet up. And it wasn't until recent that I realized I wasn't ready. I wasn't even ready to accept new friendships. I didn't know who I was. and who I wanted to be in my world anymore. It was just a very lonely feeling. With all that being said, honestly, the friendship has been a saving grace. It has been vital to getting me through all this. The divorce stuff, the papers, the lawyers, it's head junk. It gets done
You work
somehow.
through it. You'll work through it. Every step.
But
You'll work through it.
learning the new you and who you want to become and who you are becoming is, I'm hoping, I know she doesn't like the word, that this becomes a community, this becomes a warm blanket for you guys, that you can embrace it and just embrace knowing that you are not. And I know we keep saying it, but I cannot express not alone. And we want to be there. We want to be there for you guys. I want you guys to be there for us. It's a long, hard, happy, silly, funny journey. And that's what this podcast is for. It's for all of us to build this new community.
Yeah, I love it. So really at the end of the day, we discovered in our friendship and really in that initial meeting that we had felt alone for so long, and we just discovered that we weren't alone. And we look different, and our stories are a little bit different, as you'll get to know us a little bit more through the podcast. Mm-hmm. Let's see how much as we become more comfortable, the vulnerability will be there. I think it's been a big part of our growth, mm-hmm. and it's been a big part of our friendship. We've triggered each other, we've hurt each other's feelings, and we're learning together to work through them.
What's really cool on the other side of that, it's pretty cool that we're still with friends and we're still stronger and more honest.
Right? We're more honest. We feel, anyways, we're going to talk about this stuff because this is part of this is part of all relationships, right? It's the cycle of growth. It's the cycle of learning. It's a cycle of really, honestly, too, hurting each other and repairing. We've hurt, we've repaired, and we are, I think, more and more every day being more and more of ourselves as we are learning to live more authentic lives. So that being said, I'm going to close it out today on our very first episode, just getting to know us.
Just a little bleep, just a little boop of who we are.
Getting to know us and why we're here.
Yeah.
And we're very excited that you get to come on a journey with us and we get to go on a journey with you. And just sharing.
Listen, it's going to be a happy journey. It's going to be a smart journey. We're not here just to laugh things away. We're not here just to poo things away. We want to dig deep into the abyss.
Most likely.
But what did I say? At the end of the abyss, there's this light.
Yeah.
Right? At the end of the abyss.
So this is really a podcast. Honestly, this is really from my heart.
Yeah.
It's a permission for us to be ourselves.
Beautiful. End it. Permission to be ourselves.
So thanks for being here. Love you guys.